don't be afraid to make a mess. That is to say, socially, don't be afraid to go in there, to blunder in, to kind of not really know what you're going to say, to maybe have people look at you a bit weird, like, what's this guy talking about? And just to create a whole kerfuffle around you. Don't be afraid to do that, okay? And the reason that I want to talk about this is that I think sometimes guys and women believe that socially we need to be very elegant the whole time, okay? We need to have poise. We need to have that kind of decorum. You know, we need to be a certain way. Otherwise, it's all just going to go to rack and ruin, and we're going to be humiliated, and nobody's going to like us, and they're going to think we're an idiot, etc., etc. Now, all of those things might happen. I'm not saying that they won't if you go in and you say something really stupid. But the point about it is this. In terms of socializing, you need to be prepared to take risks, okay? If you don't take risks, then you are either not going to be talking to enough people, or you're going to come across as being very stilted, very guarded, very sort of just like dry and a bit boring, okay? The people who do the best socially are the people who have that IDGAF attitude. You know, they just don't care what anybody thinks of them. So they'll come in, they'll talk about anything they want to. They'll talk about anything they want to in any way they want to, and they don't care. They're not bothered what other people think. They don't mind if they're laughed at. They don't really think. They don't give it a second thought whether somebody's going to find their topic of conversation interesting or not. You know, they just bulldoze in. They talk about what they want to talk about. They draw people into their reality, and it's all good, okay? The people who tend to do badly socially in social situations, like meeting new attractive girls, as well as going to a party, going to a networking event, going to a job interview or whatever it is. Maybe not a job interview, actually. That's a slightly specific situation. But you know what I'm saying? Like most kind of like social gatherings. The people that tend to do badly are those people who are very stilted, who are very reined in, who are very conscious of themselves, what they are saying, and how they are putting themselves across. Okay, you need to lose that. You need to lose it because it's not doing you any favours, all right? You need to be less inhibited. You need to be less bothered about being elegant, okay? You need to throw it all out there and see what happens. And listen, if you are not particularly well calibrated, and you know many of us aren't when we start this stuff. I mean, many of us are not really naturals in this kind of thing. Particularly if you were kind of introverted when you were younger, and you know you're trying to break out of that sort of model, you might find this kind of hard. But fundamentally, what you need to be doing is giving yourself the permission to be free in social interactions. Give yourself permission to just say what the hell you want to say, whatever's on your mind, and don't worry too much about it all being neat and nicely manicured and sort of elegant and polite and wonderful, okay? This can be really hard to do at first, particularly, as I say, if you are one of those more inhibited people. And listen, you know, I am one of those people. This is how it was for me. This is how it still can be for me, even now. But what I found is that by increments, and this is the lesson from this video, this is the takeaway, that you could do this incrementally, right? You can start to build it up. You know, like you can start to push the envelope a little bit more each time socially, and you will be surprised what you can get away with. I say get away with, it's not that you're doing anything outrageous, it's just that, you know, we feel like we have to be very, very polite when we meet girls that we're attracted to, when we meet people that we want to impress. Generally, we feel like we have to be very polite, we have to talk about certain socially approved subjects. We feel that we can't stray outside of those boundaries, and if we do, we're going to be disliked, or we're going to look bad, or they're going to hate us, or whatever. It's not the case, right? You can push the envelope a lot further than you think. So what I want you to do, next time you're out, I want you to start pushing that envelope. I want you to start being yourself, but being yourself in a more enlivened, kind of carefree manner, okay? I don't mean like boring her about Dungeons and Dragons all night, if that's your thing. I mean, obviously you've got to have a bit of sense about this, but you know, at the same time, I want you to work hard to be less inhibited. That sounds strange, doesn't it? To work on being uninhibited, but some of us need to. I want you to go out there and just think, do you know what? Tonight, I'm taking the filters off. Just for this one night only, I'm just going to say what I think. I'm not going to censor myself. Let the chips fall where they may. Now, is this going to be all plain sailing? Maybe not. Are you going to get into some slightly embarrassing scenarios? Maybe. Are some people going to think, wish that you shut up or sort of think that you're being a bit of an idiot? Perhaps. But so what, right? It's not like you're committing a crime. It's not that you're doing anything wrong, okay? You are finding your boundaries. You're finding your limits. And that's really, really important to do. So I would encourage you, go out, start taking more risks. And incrementally, you will sort of find that level where you can exist in socially. And, this stuff really does work. I mean, I was chatting to some people the other night, and I feel now totally comfortable to walk into a social situation. People that are quite sort of, quite high level people, quite well put together people. I didn't know particularly well. I'm just chatting to them about stuff that had happened to me over lockdown. Just having a good chat, not kind of holding myself back. And I don't really know what they thought of me. I don't really care. It doesn't really matter, right? I was able to present myself as an authentic and congruent individual in that conversation, and I believe that they appreciated that, and they were able to reciprocate in kind. So that's what you want to do. You want to get to the point where you can stand in front of the attractive girl that you want to, to start a conversation with, and you are able to be yourself in that kind of unfiltered manner, and she is able to be herself back to you, and there's a beautiful kind of reciprocation there, if you see what I mean. So, be unfiltered. Don't try to hide behind a facade. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. If you want to make an omelette, gentlemen, then you don't be afraid of breaking eggs. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now. Do please hit subscribe to this channel. It really helps me to sort of build up the audience, continue putting out free content. Please do get on my free daily email list. The link is below. And also, if you want to read more of my material on dating, on the dating marketplace, where we're going in this crazy world of ours, then Renegade Dating Domination is for you. Hit the link below. It's over 400 pages worth of my essays and articles from the last 5 years. I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye-bye.